Welcome into Ride the Line, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. My name is Tanner Kern, certified G, bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And there is no G Money Grant Mitchell. The schedules didn't align this week. Grant's taking a little time off. I had a jam-packed Friday morning, so we're actually recording this right now, 3:07 a.m. on Friday morning, so a little earlier. And you can't teach that. Bada boom, man of the people in the room. Welcome into Ride the Line, presented by WSN, guys. Ride the Line is growing quickly right now. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday, you get the Monday Night Football picks. On Wednesday, you get the Thursday Night Football picks. And on Friday, this episode right here, we cover the entire weekend. We're also going to start going live with this show, so make sure you are subscribed so you get notifications and know exactly what is going on with Ride the Line every single day of the week. Today's going to be a little quicker episode than usual. No Grant here. He gave me his picks to share on the show, and then I have 3 NFL picks as well. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I feel on top of the world based on what happened on Thursday Night Football. This week was absolutely epic. Thursday night, I went with the Bears on the money line. And I know I didn't give that pick in the show, but I did some more research. And then before the game, I went in on the Bears, and it worked out in my favor. So make sure you follow me on TikTok there too, as I'm dropping some more plays. And I dropped that one pregame, but the Bears came through tonight. Justin Fields was exceptional. DJ Moore, I'm sorry to everyone playing DJ Moore in fantasy football. If you played against him, you're probably going to lose. He had 40 to 50 points, depending on the league format that you utilize. So they came through. This was a bad loss for the Commanders. Sam Howell continued to get sacked. He had absolutely no protection. I do wish I was doing this show with Grant right now so I could bust his ass a little bit over the Commanders, because it's a bad loss for them. This is a Bears team that is fighting for their life just to stay afloat. They're fighting for their life just to have a head coach right now. Eberflus was probably going to be fired if they lost. So shout out to them. Congratulations. They have a win. This is their first win in 14 straight games. DraftKings posted something the other day. If you bet against the Chicago Bears over this 14-game losing streak, you would be up like $25,000, which is absolutely nuts. That's done, though, so don't get any ideas betting against them right now. I think this win could spark them just a little bit. Who knows? Maybe they'll actually win 3 games this season. But it's time for the picks, guys. NFL Sunday is quickly approaching. It's week 5 already. We're flying through the year. Last week, the biggest surprise was that the Miami Dolphins were blown off the field by the Buffalo Bills. That was kind of a shocker. I expected the Bills to win that game, but the Dolphins actually just coughed it up. They got dominated. Tua Tagovailoa turned the ball over, things that we weren't used to seeing. This week, we have a massive game on Sunday Night Football, which we'll talk about a little bit. The Niners hosting the Dallas Cowboys should be a good one in the NFC. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start with Grant's picks just to get through them right now. I'll give you my quick opinion on them. He has Jags plus 5.5. This game's going to take place in London. This is against the Buffalo Bills. And I think the reason he is going with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the reason that I would support him in this pick, is the fact that the Jaguars have been in London for 2 weeks now. Not 2 weeks, probably 10 days. They did play against the Falcons last week in London, picked up a win, and they are going to be against the Bills in London. So that's why he's taking those 5.5 points that he's getting. The Jets plus 2. I'm on the Jets money line in the spot, so we'll save that pick, but I do like them against the Broncos a lot. And the Chiefs minus 3.5 on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Again, another big pick. Kansas City should bounce back. And I know they won last week, so when we say bounce back, kind of figuratively speaking, the fact that Patrick Mahomes was outplayed by Zach Wilson. So that's something to note. Look for Mahomes to have a big day. Look for Kelsey to show up. Look for Taylor Swift to be all over the broadcast and all over Twitter, ESPN, Facebook, Bleacher Report, you name it. She will be on it if she is in attendance or watching from her home even, because that's just what the NFL and the league is doing right now. They're exploiting Taylor Swift to make some money. But anyways, let's get into my picks here. My number one pick that I'm going with in the spot, Saints versus Patriots under 39.5. I think this total is actually way too high, which is crazy to think. It's under 40. Usually a low total is like 41, 42, but this total is set at 39.5 right now, and I am going to go with the under here. Derek Carr, not a great quarterback. Saints don't have a great offense. The Patriots do not have a great offense. Mac Jones, not a good quarterback. There's so much going against the over in this game. And also, to top it off, and the biggest reason to take the under, I would say, is the defenses are fantastic on both sides of the ball. When you look at the New Orleans Saints, they've played very good defense. They're coming off an embarrassing home loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers can play in the NFC South. So it's another reason that the Saints need to continue to win. And the Patriots, they're terrible on offense. They got an offensive coordinator this year. It hasn't made any bit of a difference. Bill O'Brien, yes, I love Bill O'Brien, but he's still not leading Mac Jones to the promised land right now. And their defense is also good. Matthew Judon is going to miss a good chunk of time. He just had surgery on his bicep, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he just had surgery, which is going to force him out for a while. The Patriots are beat up on defense. They did just sign J.C. Jackson, so they got the better end of that. They traded him away. J.C. Jackson was paid by the Chargers, and now the Patriots took him back, probably restructured his contract a little bit. I don't know if he'll be on the field on Sunday, but Jackson was a beast for the Patriots, so this should help. And the reason they signed him is because Christian Gonzalez is going to miss the rest of the year, and that was the Patriots' best defender, the rookie. So I'm going to go with the under here. I just don't see either side moving the football that much. I think the Patriots will rely on the run game here. I think the Saints will try to throw it. I just don't know how well they will throw it, and they will definitely try to run the football. So that is my first play there, the under of 39.5 in the Patriots versus Saints game. Get this one now. I see this one shifting down. I think it could get to 38, honestly, based on what these teams have done and based on how I expect bettors to play this game. Next pick that I'm going with, we'll talk about this, Jets money line. Grant's on Jets +2. So Zach Wilson outplayed Patrick Mahomes. This is the first time Patrick Mahomes has been outplayed in his NFL career, which is nuts. Zach Wilson had more yards. He had more touchdowns. He had less interceptions. Zach Wilson didn't throw an interception. And that's a positive if you're a Jets bettor. The fact that Zach Wilson has been able to take checkdowns, he's been able to take the easy throws. He hasn't forced balls into windows that they probably shouldn't go into. That's been a big theme for Zach Wilson over his career. And it was, honestly, in the first couple of games. Didn't have a lot of blocking, but he still was forcing the ball a little more than we've seen. But from last year and the year before to this year, he is a completely different quarterback. And I know he's getting a lot of flack, but it's not totally on him. The New York Jets are not going to score a million points with Zach Wilson. That's just the kind of quarterback that he is, but he is definitely serviceable. And I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. There are other quarterbacks that I would not rather have compared to Zach Wilson. So I like them to come in this game. Now, we also got to go back to the comments that were said by the Denver Broncos, by Sean Payton, and the fact that the Jets are probably going to take that personal. They insulted Nathaniel Hackett. Basically, Sean Payton came in and said, everything we're doing in Denver is going to be different than what he did and what that team did because it was terrible. And I'm not saying it wasn't. Nathaniel Hackett was not a good head coach. He wasn't ready for that spot. He wasn't ready to be a head coach, and no way should he have ever led an NFL franchise. But the fact that Sean Payton came out and said that for no reason, it just really started the fire between these two clubs. So that's one thing to look at. You have motivation going for the New York Jets, and then you have a very good defense. The Jets, that's one thing that we can't take away from them, no matter what their record is this season. They have a strong defense. They get after it in the secondary, and they play very physical in the front seven. Denver does not have that. Denver has one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Denver just gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. That's a lot. And Denver also nearly lost to the Bears. Bears are not a good football team, even though they won tonight. I'm sorry, Matt Eberflus. I like you. I really do. I like Justin Fields, but they're not a good football team. So there's a lot left to be desired with this Denver Broncos team. Russell Wilson, if you saw his interview, his post-game interview last week after beating the Bears, it's like, we're going to have a great season. We're going to have a great season. We're going to have a great season. That's what he kept saying. Great season, great season, great season. Russ, you're not good. Your team's not good. So I'm going to lean towards Jets here. Grant's taking the points. I'll take the money line. I think they win this game outright. I think they win it pretty easily. I think they win it by 10 points. That's the kind of matchup that this is. It favors them because of their defense, because Zach Wilson is going to take the easy throws, going to take the checkdowns, and find a way to win this game. Russell Wilson hasn't been terrible, but the Denver Broncos defense has not been good. So if the Jets can score points with their defense, they are going to be just fine in this spot. So me and Grant are aligned on that pick there. And then one more, Sunday Night Football. Massive matchup on Sunday night. 49ers versus Cowboys. Sunday Night Football. big game, Bay Area. Dallas is traveling to San Francisco. Jerry Jones already came out and said, this is the matchup. This is the game we need to win. The NFC runs through San Francisco, and he's not wrong. The 49ers have been exceptional this season. They've been exceptional for years. And what they're doing, what they've done with Brock Purdy has been amazing to watch. Purdy has gone from Mr. Irrelevant to a starting quarterback in the NFL and a reputable starting quarterback in the NFL in a year. It's amazing to see. He almost took this team to the Super Bowl last year. I honestly think they beat the Eagles in that game if a few things went their way, and obviously Purdy didn't get injured. But that is another story for another time in the past. We look at this game. I see the 49ers absolutely rolling. The Dallas Cowboys defense has not been great. Dak Prescott has not been super efficient with the football, and the offense really hasn't been tested that much. And they lost to the Cardinals to top it off. They haven't played anyone, and they lost to the Cardinals. I don't give the Cowboys any credit for smacking the Patriots. The Patriots aren't good. I don't give them any credit. 49ers, while they haven't necessarily played the toughest schedule in the world, they did beat a very good Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They are still beating teams by a massive margin. Like they are winning by like 2 scores is consistent. And they took care of business against the Arizona Cardinals. That's another sign of a good team. Do you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat? They do. The Cowboys did it in that Arizona game. I think it's going to take a strong effort. I think the defense is going to need to come through, and I think Christian McCaffrey is going to need to have another big game for the San Francisco 49ers in this spot, but there's no reason not to take San Francisco here. Minus 3.5. The sportsbooks are trying to draw you to the Cowboys with that half hook with the field goal. I am just going to go with the home team here. 3.5. I hate to lay it. I hate to do it. But when you look at it, 3.5 is a steal for the San Francisco team. They're better than the Dallas Cowboys. I think they can beat them by a touchdown plus in this spot. So I'm going to take this. I'm sure Grant would be aligned with this one. But again, his 3 picks coming into today's episode for the weekend in week 5 were the Jags plus 5.5 in London, Jets plus 2, and Chiefs minus 3.5. I'm going with the Saints versus Patriots under 39.5, Jets money line, and then the 49ers at minus 3.5. So those are the 3 plays that you guys need to know from me and the 3 plays that you need to know from Grant. And we're doing this every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Ride the Line here, guys. The podcast have been growing. The views have been going up. We really appreciate that from the bottom of our heart. We have a lot of YouTube shorts coming out as well. Some interesting stories around the league talking about all the drama that you need to know with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and all this stuff that's unfolding. We talked about Breece Hall getting chirped on Xbox the other day when he was playing Madden. So there's a lot of cool stuff on there, guys. Angel Hernandez getting fired. So many storylines that have come up across all sports, and playoff baseball is up too right now. We probably will get a few episodes in there talking playoff baseball. So make sure you subscribe, check out WSN. All our socials are linked in the description below. Make sure you get in on that right now, guys. We appreciate you joining us for a Friday edition of Ride the Line. It's early here Friday morning, 3 a.m. I tried to bring the juice for you guys, and we're going to keep bringing the juice every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That was the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you Monday. Grant will be back then, and we will get another episode going.